Morning Date.
With a distinctive career spanning more than 2 decades, Ambassador Eric Walsh is currently the head of mission at the Canadian Embassy in Seoul, following top diplomatic assignments in 4 other nations, including Turkey, Romania, and Germany. And marking a milestone celebration in Canada, Ambassador Walsh shares with Morning Special his insights, wishes, and wisdom. Morning Date starts now. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Morning Date, a segment where we get to sit down and chat with outstanding figures from all fields and walks of life.
And today we have the pleasure and honor of sitting down with the Canadian Ambassador Eric Walsh. Ambassador Walsh, thank you for coming into our studio.
Oh, it's my great pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, well, it's your first time, Eugene, meeting Ambassador Walsh, right?
I have the jitters right now.
Yeah, you kind of look stiff.
Yeah, I was trying to sit up tight.
It's okay, Ambassador Walsh. You don't bite, do you?
No, not that I'm aware of. And I had the chance to come on a couple of years ago as well, and it's really exciting to be back.
Yeah, not only did we have an exclusive interview with our ambassador here, but he came into the show for a full month to actually share about Canada. Oh. And we, I think at that time, specifically looked at spots to, like travel spots to go to, and you shared a lot about Canada. Have you traveled a lot in Seoul then?
Well, we've been trying, we've been getting to pretty much all parts of the country, up north, east, west. And last summer, we had the great experience of even getting out to Ulleungdo off the east coast, which is, I think, something that many Koreans don't even get a chance to do.
Yeah, I've never been to Ulleungdo.
Me either.
How is it there?
It's small and at the same time crowded, but very beautiful.
Wow, that's great. So you took out the boat to get to Ulleungdo?
Yeah, we took the boat from Pohang. It's quite a long trip, but it's worth it.
Oh, really? Oh, we should definitely go to Ulleungdo. Maybe you can be our tour guide when we go.
For us in Korea.
Yeah. So how about, not just traveling, but food and maybe the culture of Korea?
Yeah, well, my wife and I are vegetarians, so one of the things that combines food and culture really nice is temple food. And in fact, just this week, some good friends of ours took us out to the Jingwansa in Eunpyeonggu. And it's a beautiful historic site near the Bukhansan. And they served us a lovely dinner, entirely vegetarian, beautiful, and it was just a really wonderful experience.
Do you, hearing that you're a vegetarian, do you make bibimbap at home?
Well, I don't do much cooking at home, unfortunately. But yes, bibimbap is a safe choice. Usually, tteokbokki or mayak as well.
Wow,
we go to the Gwangjang Shijang for that. So yeah, we're pretty adventurous, even if we're vegetarians.
So you've been out on the streets and markets of Seoul in Korea.
Well, I think that's the best way to really learn about the country.
Okay, so if you could take a food item from Korea and introduce it to Canada, which food would it be?
Well, it's funny because it's hard. There's so much Korean food already in Canada.
I see.
But I think the temple food, it was where I would go to. It's something that's not really well known, certainly in Canada. It's starting to become a little bit more. There was a Korean temple food restaurant that got a Michelin star last year.
Wow.
But that would be, I think, something that would be really a huge addition to the cuisine in North America.
Yeah, maybe next time you can also try out the temple stay and then, experience the religion of Buddhism. Yes. And also that culture and also more food.
I would love to do that. The challenge is I think you have to get up really early in the morning when you do that.
True.
And that's not my favorite.
Okay, well, this year I hear it's an incredible year for Canada. You're celebrating, the 150th birthday?
Yeah, well, it's 150 years of the Canadian Confederation. Our actual birthday will be on July 1st, but the whole year we've got a lot of events planned to commemorate this really historic milestone.
Yeah, I heard about the application Passport 2017. Yeah, I checked out the online website of it, and you can get basically all information about Canada.
Yeah, and that's the idea, is that we were encouraging people to travel to Canada, and that's what Passport 2017 can do. So it's a free mobile app. It's a guide to everything great that's going on this year in Canada. And there's a Discovery Pass program, which gives you free admission to Canada's national parks, historic sites, and marine conservation areas all throughout 2017.
And speaking of events, I did an online search, and I found that Canada is famous for its Tulip Festival. And I didn't really match Canada with tulips for some reason, probably because I stayed in New York and I understood Canada as a cold place. But what are your thoughts on this festival, the Tulip Festival?
Well, Tulip Festival is interesting. So during World War II, Canada hosted the Dutch royal family at a time when their country had been occupied. And as a thank you for that, every year the government of the Netherlands sends over a bunch of tulip bulbs, and we have a festival in Ottawa in May every year. Spring is one of the nicest times to be in Canada after our long winters, and the Tulip Festival just brings a lot of extra color and visitors, and sort of reminds everybody that the snow is gone for another few months, and we can now enjoy the weather again.
So you have the buds sent in by the Netherlands, and then you plant it, and then you have the festival?
That's right. And in fact, also the government of the Netherlands is the initial sponsor, but the government of Turkey is also very heavily involved because they're also the founding place where the tulips came to Europe from in the first place.
Wow.
So it's a very interesting international festival, even if it is sort of restricted to one city in Canada.
Okay, so you're talking about the relationship between Canada and the Netherlands, but I'm curious, could you tell us more about the foundation of Canada?
Sure. So July 1st, 1867, the British Parliament passed the British North America Act, which basically created the country of Canada. It had been several colonies before that. But it was based on work that had been done in Canada by our founding fathers through some constitutional processes. And so it was basically the British government saying, you've grown up now as a country, go forth and prosper. And so that was 150 years ago, and it's hard to believe it's been that long, but it's been a successful story so far.
I mean, look where you're now, right? Canada is, again, one of the most frequently visited countries by Koreans, and especially also to study abroad as well. And if you want more information about the app or about Canada, you can get the information also about the 150th birthday celebrations on the website canada.pch.gc.ca, which is also on Pointed Radio right now. So please visit that website as well. Okay, so we'll be right back after a song, but let me remind you of the quiz that we had before you came in. What is the capital city of Canada? Is it number 1, Ottawa? Is it number 2, Vancouver? Or number 3, Nova Scotia? All right, so let's take the song break now. Here is Michael Bublé, Nobody But Me.